I was wondering if like everybody have these moments in their life where it's like you see a situation and it's like how you actually want to act.
You imagine that whole thing.
You like, and then you catch yourself like, oh, I can't do that.
Yo, but that I
can't
think
do
that
that.
was one of the funniest things I see
Yo.
on TV.
Hey, we're back. Yo, so what going on?
So what?
It's me.
It's
HadieLeonie. I actually know what to say.
And it's your girl JojoRenée, and you are tuned into Bite the Bullet podcast episode 14.
Wow.
14.
I would not know.
14. We have to.
We should have looked up how to say that in another language.
Guys,
Last time I was like, I don't think I'm going to
what
make
language
the effort.
Russian?
Whoa, they have a different alphabet.
Russian, wait. I don't know, but was they Google people them could tell me?
You ever do Polish?
Greek. Oh, Polish?
Okay, and then let me hear it, because Greek is a different alphabet.
14.
What?
On you. Decatesera.
Decatesera.
Welcome to Decatesera. That sounds like a club. But guys,
Spanish.
we back on the couch. I missed it. Man was not here today,
He's
but
not in the building.
we'll just use our vocals
Yes.
for the.
We will. How you feel being back on the couch?
So good. I missed your house. I missed your plants. Honestly,
I did too.
I missed it. The curtains even.
Yeah.
Like Elvis, we love your studio. But I miss these curtains.
Yeah, but I think it's because it's just our original setup and it's like it feels like home for the podcast.
Exactly.
Whereas like when we was in Picture This studio, it was
Bap,
just
bap.
like,
I have missed the mics too. Not the stands really, because
no, our
But,
sound
like,
giving us headaches. But like
this setup with
this setup.
yeah. How you feeling? Cause you just reached.
Yeah, I mean, if you just come off the
Oh,
plane a couple of days ago.
just touched down in at the airport.
Uh-huh.
How you feeling?
I feel good. I think I was explaining you before I record. I wasn't necessarily down about being in NL. I was just
Yeah.
like, back to work. Even though I, can't wait to see their little faces. But like, but just back to actually having to get up every day,
Yeah.
going somewhere
Yeah.
instead of like getting up when I wanted to. That
Yeah.
life.
Just sleeping. You don't need
then,
an alarm.
Bruh, and then in St. Martin's, like you just jump in a car and get where you need to go, like the little things,
Yeah.
But I'm good.
Yeah.
At the same fine.
Okay, good. Are you ready for today?
I honor you.
I don't know what it is. I just feel like, I feel more in my element. In SM, it was out of our comfort zone, which was great. We learned and all that stuff, but to come back to something familiar,
Yeah.
it feels good.
It does. I don't know. I guess it's a thing of like, we was having issues with the setup a lot of the time.
trial and error.
And then, and the sound just sound like this is how it's supposed to sound.
Yeah.
All of the other things.
Oh, talking about this is how it's supposed to sound. Guys, don't forget to comment, like,
my
and
God.
subscribe. And
I want, because we be getting a minimum of like 200 something, 300 something views on our videos. It's like, stop right now and subscribe.
now,
Like, what are you doing?
Like, hello.
Why are you here?
hello.
If you don't even, like, hit the subscribe button.
Hello. Ahora, please. And our stopwatch has say 444 when you said hit subscribe. So you just meant to subscribe. Side note because I think I low-key got ADHD in my brain when I speak about stuff. But I've been wanting to mention this, and I said I need to mention it on the podcast. You didn't realize TikTok tricking us? Because you didn't realize, or maybe it's me because I follow like horoscope and numeral stuff. Every time I come on a video, either the likes or the comments or the saves
double digit.
have digits that's repetitive, like 1111 or 2222. Like, I think that's a marketing strategy
I
that they
also
have.
don't look at it.
I do. But yeah, sorry.
I should though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me know. Let me know whoever like does beyond, because I'm a TikToker a bit. Whoever does beyond TikTok, Let me know if y'all noticed that. 'Cause I noticed that. And I don't know if TikTok doing it on purpose. Because for me,
What are you talking about? The seconds in like.
no, like when I would land on a video, the likes, say if I go into like the video,
Oh, the likes.
it would have like 111,000 likes. Or say I go on the next video, it got 444 comments. Like, are y'all doing something? Because I noticing it. So it's like, oh, my attention is like stuck.
Could be.
Maybe
Because you know what's crazy? Like I just watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, and like a lot of the stuff, but that's Twitter. Like all I seen is down my Twitter, and it's like that's
what
weird.
are y'all doing?
And on St. Martin, a lot of more on my For You pages with people I know,
Yeah,
and now that I back here, I was like, I don't know these people.
exactly.
Like they just really just play
It's
with what we're
confusing.
doing. I don't know what it is,
But yeah.
I don't know.
Back
I was
into
gonna
what we
say,
were saying.
Yo, somebody tell me though, last episode, I was like, I could when I was like, yeah, sometimes I could be mean. And they was like, you really not. You just like
Blunt.
very blunt. So I gotta
Yeah.
take that back. I want to tell you a story about on the plane. I wanna know what you would do. If you have the window seat, right? Okay. I had the window seat, but to be honest, I rather the aisle. Because I could put my legs touching when it's nighttime to go sleep.
That makes sense.
But also, like, I don't have to ask somebody to get up to go to the bathroom. I just rather the aisle. So I reached, and the man was sitting by the window where I supposed to sit. So he's sitting in my seat. He like, would you rather the aisle or the window? So if somebody asks you that, you ain't get a vibe that they kind of want to sit in your seat.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, let me go to my seat.
Exactly. You have a designated seat. Why are you asking me dumb questions?
You asking me which one I rather. I was like, well, to be honest, I rather the aisle. So I'd stay in the aisle then if you want me with a window. He's like, cool. Anyway, we've reached Trinidad.
Oh, I forget you have to go to Trinidad.
Yeah. He went to France.
Yeah, I refuse. I don't know. I find it, well, I maybe should try it. But
it's not that bad. You don't get off the plane.
Oh.
Like, you literally, it's funny because you're looking out the windows and you're seeing Trinidad.
But you
and
just
then the workers coming on the plane.
And they cleaning
that
it.
was so funny. Like, this white boy, I don't know what he was doing. The workers coming on. So they up and down the ass cleaning.
Yeah.
This white boy get up, black, and he have a big bag to, like, put back the new, what you call that?
What? The seatbelts? The blanket.
Blankets.
Girl, you queen blanket and you forget what it's called? Wow.
The packets and the blankets and the pillows, and there's a
Yeah.
huge bag, and this like whoever get up to like, and he like, wait, they're walking in Atlanta too, like in his Trinidadian accent, like you walking in Atlanta tomorrow, man. And yo, when I tell you, all the St. Martiners bust up laughing because like,
It's funny.
oh, but anyway. I don't find it that bad because, like, you reach Trinidad, you stay on the plane for, like, an hour because they got to clean it.
Yeah.
And then you take off and then you in an L.
Okay, I'll try it.
I don't like going to France because it's like, oh, I all the way in Europe. No, I still got to catch a plane. I don't know.
I get you.
But it's kind of the same. But you don't get off the plane, so it's like you're saving the hostel.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so we reached Trinidad, and this man, I guess because how empty the plane get, he checking like, oh, this ain't gonna be a big full flight, but you forgetting people gotta come back on the flight from Trinidad. So he like, I see him like moving around trying to get a seat. Like somebody would come and sit, and he like, oh, let me go to the next seat. I like
The same man who sit in your window seat.
yes. So anyway, at a certain point, he realized, okay, it don't have no other seats really, so let me go back in my seat by the window. So then at a certain point, we take off. And like I just keep hearing him say, oh, I can't stand this fucking seat. I can't even move, breathe here. Da, 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 da. And I like, he complaining about seats on the plane in general, man. Because I ain't know
Like,
what it is.
Yeah.
And then he, at a certain point, like he keeps saying it again. I was like, you want the aisle? Because at this point, like you like.
Yeah, you're
like,
overdoing it.
what?
Like you want me to hear that you complaining.
Yeah.
It's not even to complain.
No. So he like, but you had tell me you rather the aisle. So, I just had give you the aisle. Because I was like.
You were sitting by the window. Bye.
And you asked me what I rather. If you had wanted your aisle seat,
You
why
should
don't
have sit your ass in
in-
your aisle seat.
And don't ask me why I rather. What he was saying, like, I don't get it.
And then he get fresh with you when you ask him if you
well,
just want
no,
to
he was just like, you had tell me you want the seats. I was
Oh.
just I was like, it don't make no sense, but cool. And then we literally had to switch all of our shit And I just let him have the aisle because I was just like, whatever, sir. Because this didn't make no sense. But
Another example of man them not knowing what they want.
period.
Like guys getting together. What the fuck?
Period. But I had just find it weird.
That is weird though.
But
But
yeah.
oh well. But another thing, because thank you, shout out to Vanessa for
yeah.
giving us some lovely, like we really appreciate when we get feedback. And guys, we mentioned it on the last episode, but it goes kind of into today's episode. You could kind of tie it in. We gonna mention how, but we put our email, our handles, everything on YouTube, on Spotify in the description. So if you have topics that like you want us to talk about,
I'm sorry. Guys.
if you the water was like, I got one. If you just have like just even questions for us or dilemmas, stuff like that, just send it to us because I think that's cool to incorporate and really to get interactive with y'all because we interact in the comments and whatnot. But I feel like now we gotta take it another level.
Yeah.
So
And we've been saying if you want us to talk about things.
Yep.
But I don't know if people think like, okay, this is Samantha, so they know who we be. But like,
Yep.
we ain't gonna tell nobody people business.
we won't. You
Like,
gonna be anonymous unless you
exactly.
don't want to be. But you gonna be anonymous. Like we
Well,
don't.
no, I don't care if you want to be. I don't want to start no problems with nobody.
True.
So-
True. Don't use our platform to stir drama. Thank you
No.
very much. We not about that. Thank
If you send something, it's gonna be anonymous.
Yeah. And if you feel like you want to send something, but you don't want us to know it's you, because like you say, we know. Get a fake
Hollywood,
email. Get a fake email.
Well, I
Enough of
hope
y'all
your
make fake
email is
Instagram pages.
sunshine321 because then we wouldn't know at gmail.com. We wouldn't know who you be.
Facts.
So
Facts. So it's fine. But leading into today's
Yes.
episode, today is
it's a bit
guys,
different.
I'm so excited about today's episode because I love different approaches to things. And you know I love my little notes with questions or little notes period. So today, guys, Hadie and I call this episode Russian roulette. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, basically, for true, we gotta like, it's like poop. Because you got twist the thing, the barrel, and you put it back in. It's not even pew, 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 or anything. It's like and a pew. Anyways, back to the moral. But yeah, so today, Russian roulette. I'm just so excited. I don't know what it is. Hadie and I each came up with 5 topics in the form of a question, a statement, or just anything to lead us into what we're going to talk about. And we don't know how this episode is going to go because we have no control. We're going to basically pick a topic out of the magic bucket.
Yes.
Oh, barrel of the gun.
Yes.
Guys, there's
Or
no bucket.
arsenal.
And we're going to talk about it. And then
Yeah.
we have 10 topics. Each of them need to be 10 minutes. So I can
We're
set a
gonna try.
timer. Like to, oh wait, we have
also
our
try.
timer.
Yeah.
Duh. But there's topics. We could only do this for 2 topics where we could vouch for more time. So I'm not gonna lie, I think this is a great approach for people with short attention spans.
Yeah.
Because I feel like nowadays we are getting shorter and shorter attention spans.
We
So
should work on that.
let's apply this to a podcast.
Yes. You want me to go first?
Yes.
Also, I write 5 things, she write 5 things. So
Yeah.
it could be that I pick something.
And I don't know what she write and she don't know what I write.
No. So
I'm scared.
we shall see. Oh, this is Jody's.
Oh my God, I'm scared.
Okay. What are some things you think we have gotten desensitized to and things we have gotten extra sensitive and sensitized to?
I didn't know sensitized
Sensitized?
was a word, but I was like desensitized, desensitized.
I think this goes into like the whole like submarine. I think like we got a lot desensitized to like a lot of like, I don't know, for sure like death and murder
Yeah.
and what going on in the world and those kind
Yeah.
of things. But like, I was thinking about this the other day and I can't remember why I was saying we get desensitized to, but I don't know. I think just to each other, like how we make people feel a lot of the times. And sensitized to
Everything.
I think like, to be honest, I feel like a lot of the things we see online or like on TikTok or like, I don't know. Cause like, once again, my favorite podcast, they were talking about how like we see a lot of like, okay, for example, like therapy jargon. So therapy things you would say in therapy, like, oh, you gaslighted me, or like, You know, like
I need you triggering me, or
yeah,
I'm
this is
traumatized. I
not.
need time
This
for
is like
myself.
I don't have peace. You're not giving me peace. Like those kind of words. I feel like we just use a lot of those things, and we like 9 times out of 10. No, that's high. 6 times out of the 10, like people, the person themselves using it
Yeah.
is also the issue,
Yeah.
and it's like we
Why
don't
9
really.
times? Sorry. But yeah, continue.
But it's like we really take the value of those things when they gone out the window.
Yeah.
If I don't know if that's sensitized.
No, I feel like it's both. The person who's saying it has become sensitized,
Yeah.
and the people who are hearing it starting to become desensitized
Yeah,
because
it's
now
like-
it's like a buzzword.
Yeah.
Like if your man tell you he love you too much, where it don't even hold weight anymore. But I feel like I love that answer because I do genuinely feel like a lot of people using these individualistic terms of self and self-love and I need to be this, I need to be that. I do get we need to show up for ourselves. But that effort you put into showing up for somebody else is not always easy. And I feel like people use that I need my peace as a cop-out to not do anything. But it's like, I don't know. For me, I just feel like people use it as an anchor.
Like, okay, like I get what you mean. In the sense of like, okay, this is what I mean when we get sensitized, desensitized. We got desensitized to like how we make people feel type of way. So it's like
Yeah.
you're using these things to like
Worry about yourself.
worry about yourself basically,
Yeah.
but you're not really worrying like about how it come across to other people. The ice cream man.
I had missed that too.
Me too. When I reached out the Monday, I was like, wow. But
That's
no,
facts.
that's what I mean. And I think like I don't know. We really like we talk about this a lot, especially in Samantha. And like people become so individualistic,
In
and it's like we get
general.
basically desensitized to like others.
I even heard a woman talk about like she didn't say like I don't even care about my kids, but she said something along the lines of I'm not doing well, nobody else matters, not even my kids. What?
What?
Yeah. It was it was on I think Diary of a CEO, that's another podcast. It was a snippet that he had posted on his page about the podcast that he had recently released. And the woman was talking about like her journey to success and this and that. But she was talking in a lot of self perspective. And a lot of things she mentioned was like, for her, it's important that she takes care of herself and that her mental health is like, I don't know exactly what she was saying because I just saw the snippet for y'all who know what I'm talking about. And she's mentioned something about like, she is her priority, not even her kids go above her. And for me, I do think we need to be our priority, but I feel like we need to stop. This is probably not a word, but I'm gonna make it one today. Pedestalizing shit.
Pedestalizing.
Like, stop it, guys. But
I find it's weird to say that out, but maybe that's a thing a lot of mothers feel. But at the same time, it's like technically, if you in a very destructive phase in your life or you're not doing well, that's going to kind of reflect what kind of mother you be. But at the same time, like I feel like if you choose to become a mother, you gotta know.
And there's some things because there's some things that are there, and you gotta realize that you can't always be reacting to them, especially like where your kids is involved. Because yes, I'm not a mother, so I don't know how much pressure can be applied in a sense. But I feel like there's levels of like, cool, you gotta show up for yourself. But there's levels of you have to compromise and sacrifice a lot. Because I always hear mothers say you have to sacrifice so much. When it comes to your children, like, you mean to tell me you hungry and your kids hungry and you gonna eat first before you feed them?
No. But I hear these women talking the other day, like literally sometimes as a mother, like the food is finished and you didn't get to eat. Or like, you know how children, you're irritating. You know how like how your mother might have buy something and you literally kill the whole box or the whole bag.
You even ask
and then
if
it's
she want
like
the
you've
last
been looking
piece.
forward to that all day. And you come home and your kid just there like,
and I used to cry when the milk run out. Imagine that happened to me as a mother.
Yo.
Woo!
And it's like, you know, you just literally, it's like probably 9:00 in the night. And what
Are
you
gonna
do?
find them kids? Them kids gone. I can find a shovel because.
But you gotta eat bread. You gotta do something. But it's like you literally gotta sacrifice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, but I get what you mean. I don't know. I really was thinking about this the other day because something happened. I was like, wow, look how we just find all of these things like
normal. That's where I get a question from because
Gun
I was
violence.
talking to my mother about people getting beat because I was working at
Like women or just in
no,
general?
like women because I see enough fights and people get beat up. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's like world star, but
Yeah.
just in like with women, but it came from my friend had seen somebody getting beat up, but a guy, and for her it really hit, like it really was scary, which I get because even for me seeing that it would be scary in the moment. And I was talking to my mother about like in a lot of cases, especially people from the Caribbean, we mentioned this on the podcast. To a level you become desensitized. That doesn't like mean it's not a serious situation, but you've seen it so much. Like even in Saba,
We have.
for such a small island to hear like that has be happening, and it's just the lack of respect that has be have for women.
That's
It's
true.
becoming more and more. I don't know if it's becoming more and more desensitized, but I feel like it's not taken as serious in a sense.
I feel like no. It depends what part of the world you live to though.
Like with
'Cause,
gun
like,
violence.
But no, this is what I was thinking about the other day because a lady literally posts on Twitter like it's so weird how we in America find it so normal to walk around with guns, but the rest of the world just looking at us like, what
Y'all
are you
are
doing?
crazy.
Yeah, but then at the same time, I get so desensitized to watching Americans walk around with guns.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean.
But if I was to go there and see it, I would be on edge. For them, they wouldn't even flinch, I feel. Like
I don't know if I'd be on edge because I like, oh, this is America. If you get what I mean.
That's why I would
And
be
not if
on
they
edge.
they're like this with it, but I mean
Oh, bye.
because in like Texas, I think that's an open carry state. I mean,
Yep.
Florida, I don't know. It's like
Florida.
if they having it on the hip and everybody just they walking around with it on the hip, that's a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
But
That's why you always have a headline about Florida man, Florida woman, Florida this, Florida
but this,
that.
at this point, though, I don't think I would because I kind of desensitized to like this is America.
Yeah, you know what it is for me? Seeing America and being in America would be different. I'm desensitized to seeing the headlines. I don't know how I would feel in person. Where it's like, I know y'all crazy. I know y'all don't have a target. Y'all just shoot to shoot.
True.
So that's, if I see a black person walking with a gun, I would feel more safe. Because they have a target. White people don't have a target. They just shoot.
That is so true.
It's like, oh, you over there, pew.
Yeah.
You know? So,
that is true.
but yeah. So we reach a little 10 minutes. Oh, this is the first topic. Okay.
Your turn.
Oh, yeah. Wait, it's 2. Okay. Oh, this is, imagine we keep picking up each other on.
You have mine.
Huh?
That was one of
Yes.
mine.
You need to explain to me what it is. Do you cover up being unhinged? Context.
Oh, let me explain the context. The context is for me, so I don't forget.
Okay.
This girl on Twitter was like, "I'm not as nearly unhinged as I can be, so y'all should be like, look."
She could go.
As in, like, and this is a deep question, I guess, because I feel like a lot of us have crazy in us, right? But then it's like, do you feel like we just be out here covering it up, like trying to really be like, okay, Hadie, like, no, like you can't do that. You're gonna be a crazy bitch if you do that. Like,
Bye.
you know what I mean? So that's like, do you think you cover up your unhingedness?
Yeah. Like, I think there's a level of suppressing it because it's been out, and
But I sometimes I see people be just like wild out how they just effortlessly. It's like, wow, I wish I could just
like while out effortlessly, like they don't give no shame, nothing. They just
no,
out here,
out here.
guns blazing.
And I like, I don't have that in me. I just out here like, no, like my conscience wouldn't let me.
Nah, it's facts.
And
but
I just like,
you grew up with a level of like, I don't know.
you
We
gotta
can't
know how
be
to
out
act.
here doing
No,
that.
exactly.
Yeah, because I always was taught like, don't act a fool. And I feel like going unhinged. Look, there's levels of sometimes in a moment where I want to, you know, in Mean Girls when she does have her imagination where she jump over the table and she like fuck up the girl.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
it can't really happen.
Yeah.
I just like to keep that in my head. I don't need to act on it. Let it stay up here.
You know, I rewatch Insecure because it's on Netflix, and they have you watch everything from Insecure, right?
Yes.
They have the moments where like Issa see Lawrence with the baby for the first time. and she flinged the fucking baby.
The baby.
And I was like, that is so. I was wondering if like everybody have these moments in their life where it's like you see a situation and it's like how you actually want to act.
You imagining that whole thing.
You like, and then you catch yourself and like, oh, I can't do
Yo, but that I
can't
think
do
that
that.
was one of the funniest things I see on TV. When she threw the baby, I said, no, Issa. Yeah.
But like, I literally watched this last week and I was like, I could imagine though in that situation because what they had,
yeah.
that like that was literally her first thought. Like, if this baby could just get the fuck out of here, so we could live our life. Like,
it's facts.
and then I was really thinking, like, yeah,
I was thinking everybody watching the show thinking that because
yeah,
we was rooting for
like,
them.
who the fuck is you?
Shit.
Forget a child name. Ja. Fuck.
Trash. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, but like, and then it had another moment after that. I think that same episode where she like fake run into Condola at a thing, and then there's like Condola push her in the garbage or something like that.
They had a whole like altercation.
Yeah. And then I think after she had a bunch of random things, I was like, yo, I thought I was alone in like thinking crazy.
No,
like,
but just like how you have intrusive thoughts, like you know when you're sitting by the exit and then when on the plane and you checking like, what if I just pull that lever?
yo.
What if I just put, or even when you're driving on the highway and you're like, what if I just open this door and jump out?
I had that a lot. No, I can't even tell how you gotta fucking
so
take it.
bad.
I would literally just be like, this time I was I wouldn't do it, right?
No, disclaimer.
I wouldn't do it. But
No.
like, it had this boy like walking in the middle of the fucking road. And I was like, what if I just press gas? Like
10 points.
and like keep walking, because why you in the road?
Ugh, you ain't got license plate on your bottom.
Exactly. And I was just like, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah,
Let me
no.
just
But I ain't
stay on
gonna
my
lie.
side.
I feel like a lot of us, everybody have unhinged in them. I'm gonna bring some science into this because everybody have unhinged. Everybody have, you know how they say you get angry or you get happy. You don't get anything. It's all in here.
True.
You just, channel whichever one is appropriate at a time. So for me, I feel like even us growing up as a kid, those intrusive thoughts won a lot. We ate
For
sand.
sure.
We did dumb shit because we don't have a sense of logic. But like when you grow up, you have to kind of
think.
Thank you, literally. So that's where it's like I do have levels of unhinged, but I feel like now on my healing journey and with meditating and everything, I'm more aware of what I can react to. I'ma still think it, but you just won't know.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah.
But I just didn't know everybody had that. I was like, what if this is a genetical thing or whatever? This is like,
I think everybody have it.
yeah.
Look at
Comment
white
down
people.
below. Like, do you have those crazy moments?
And y'all
'Cause,
don't be
like,
shy. Like we're all human.
we don't know what you're talking about.
Honestly,
But-
like you probably had moments where somebody, even you open the door for somebody and they ain't tell you thank you and you want to just grab them.
that fuck right back in their face. Like, I just be like, oh, I can't do that.
That happened to me the other day and I get so irritated. Like just decency, just be decent, just say thank you or look at me and smile. If you at least look at me and smile, I say patience. But yeah,
Nah, I get you. But like, like when I reach back, like I land, I was like, oh, I really back here for real. Cause I went on a sprinter to come Den Haag, and they literally had a part of the train where clearly this is for somebody with suitcases.
yeah.
And this man and this woman went to sit in the two options, and now you see me here struggling with my suitcases.
Yeah.
I had one of those intrusive. I was like, what if I just push the fucking suitcases
Yo.
where they sit in? And then it's like, what are you going to tell me?
Exactly.
I was like, oh,
And then you
no,
go,
yeah.
what are you going to do about it?
I was like, oh, and I realized I just have it a lot. And I was like, I really need to ask. This is one of the things I needed to ask.
But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. One time I let my intrusive thoughts win when I was like a teenager and
That's
could
fine.
think.
What
Now I
you
almost
do?
burned down my house. My parents own this, so y'all gonna probably know it when you watch the episode. But
Will you catch fire?
oh my god, I never really tell my parents this. So here you go, guys. My parents was at work, and I used to love to play with fire. Bad. I was obsessed. Matches, anything. I would light everything just to see how it melts or burns. So I don't remember what it was, but I had light something And I throw it away because I was like, okay, it's done burning. So I throw it away. I go in my room and say a good couple of minutes pass because I was doing something. I come outside, the house is smoking. I said, no way. I go to the garbage and it was a plastic garbage. So the whole garbage have a hole. And I was like, what the hell? So then I run get fans because we had like 2 fans because I know my parents was going to come home just now and I needed to get a smoke out of the house. I opened all the doors, all the windows, and they're blowing the smoke out of the house. And then I turned the garbage to where the hole is facing the wall. Yeah.
Just
and
throw
then
it the garbage at that point.
nah, because if I throw it away, they would be sus. So like a couple of days later, I think I threw something in the garbage. I was like, oh my gosh, a hole. It made a hole. To make it see. Yo. But yeah, that was a time where, that was a dumb story.
What would I have? I would probably do the same thing.
Honestly, though.
But I think I would have probably walked on the road and throw away the garbage, just be like, I don't know what happened.
But I was a not so great liar, but I could act a bit. So I feel like instead of having to explain a story, I would have rather create a new story.
I was both, but I wonder if my parents could just see through me because I
feel like they could.
Know. I wouldn't know. 'Cause I feel like I used to be lying perfectly.
Nah, I feel like our parents knew so many things that we thought we got away with, but we did not. They probably was giggling in the room like, look at this idiot.
Exactly. Nah, I do a lot of unhinged things back then, but I wouldn't even be able to remember. But yeah. Next time.
Yes. Oh, shit. I mean,
and then this is the one that got me. Once again, it's Jody.
You lie.
I swear to God. Imposter syndrome and self-doubt in today's society.
Yeah, girl. I want to know, like, I don't know. For me, okay, context.
This is a deep one.
This is deep. Should we?
This is one.
Okay. We going full clip on this one. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like that. Just to kind of explain it because I dealt with it recently where I felt like sometimes I still have it, but imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm. For the people that don't know what it is.
So for the people that don't know what it is, imposter syndrome is when basically you feel like what you getting in life or where you are in life, you don't deserve to be in that position, or like, why are you here? Why me? Or in a sense of like, you just feel like, yeah, you don't feel right where you are because you don't feel like you deserve it, or you don't feel like it's for you. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like in today's society, it's different than back then. Imposter syndrome has always been a thing, but I feel like today, especially if you look at, there's like a race of who's working harder than the other. And there's a level of like, you have the culture, the workaholic culture of like, you working just working straight and producing these crazy results, blah, blah, blah. And it was that level of, are you working hard enough? Even carrying out what you're doing, being disciplined, waking up 5 motherfucking a.m. and taking some cold showers in the winter. Yeah, you still have that creep up of, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Or even, am I supposed to be doing this? Because then you see people on social media they look like they're chilling and you just want to chill.
Yeah, but then I was going to say the difference is we seeing what people doing on a daily basis nowadays. And that's the problem with today's society. Because, for example, right? Like, that's a plane? Oh, sorry.
That's a motorbike. Wow, that's a beautiful engine though.
Like, for example, this summer I had a lot of like, what the fuck am I doing in my life? And I know people seeing us on Instagram probably checking like, yo, they really doing the fucking thing, because that's what we've been posting, right? You seeing us like on radio interviews, you seeing us like still getting episodes out on St. Martin. But for me, it was really a moment of like, okay, we started enjoying this before. Like, okay, a lot of my friends gone back now, and it's like, they actually making it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all. And it's like, why doing in NL? Because I just really feel like I'm not really getting anywhere financially or wherever up here. And it's like, what am I? But then it's like, if I talk to somebody who really watching while I was doing, it's like, bitch, like,
you doing the damn thing.
You do the damn thing. Because it's like, to be a teacher, you know, finish my studies.
Exactly.
And like, doing, like, still, like, be having a podcast. And it's like, you're doing a lot at
You
the same
are.
time, and it's just like wherever you need to go. And I guess that's the thing of like living in the now. And I tell that I journal a lot this summer, and it's like really like having to like tell myself to like live in the now, and like
Yeah.
stop holding on to the past and stop holding on to the future, because the future going to
Facts.
come regardless, and the past done gone.
Yeah.
So it's like really just because
Be
I feel like
present.
I've been having imposter syndrome. Like everything I do in this life up until now, I'll just be like, why me? Even as a teacher, sometimes
Yeah.
like parents come in, it's like, y'all gonna take me seriously? Like, as your child teacher,
Y'all,
like we do it
same.
all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could help that. Of course, why I tell myself this, I'm a lot
sure.
of like living in now, but you can always question what you're doing to some level.
Degree. Especially things that you haven't done before. Like,
Yeah.
For me, I'm doing a lot of things I haven't done. And I'm going to continue to do a lot of things I haven't
Period.
done before because you know me and getting out of my comfort zone. But is that fear that comes with it that I think promotes the imposter syndrome? Because you also mentioned like being present. For me, that was really important because they say when you're stressed, you're thinking on the past. And when you're anxious, you're thinking on the future. And when you're in the present, there's no emotion other than being present. And I don't know, for me, I still learning that. And I feel like with imposter syndrome, you could reduce it because you become more confident and you reinforce that you deserve what you're doing, or you doing the damn thing. Because somebody mentioned a butterfly don't see his wings. So everybody could see how beautiful you are.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can't see it for yourself. And that's the issue like I would have a lot where, and it helped that I journal because I was reading back some of my journals. Girl, I was going through it. What the
We be
frick?
good. I found a journal from 2021 summer.
Yo, like you don't really realize everything you've been through because as life continues to go on, you have new experiences that kind of misconstrues what you've been through in a sense of like, you don't remember it fully or it doesn't have that same impact. Like a lot of the stuff I read back that I wrote about, if it had the same impact, I would have really see like, yo, where you at now is, and I did see where you at now is so far from where you was, and it's you who get you here.
Yeah.
So it was that level of just realizing that. But in today's society, I feel like it's so hard because people comparing like what they do, how they do it, and the outcome of what they do to everybody else because everybody's life is so on show.
Yeah, but so at the same time, it's like I find it so crazy. It's like we're actually contradicting ourselves because it's like we really want to be out there doing what we want. Like we in ourselves want to achieve greatness.
Yeah.
And it's like we want to like get things, but then it's like when we get there, we like, I don't think I should be here.
Yo, but remember that one episode where I mentioned they say with self-sabotage, you sabotage yourself because you know the outcome.
Yeah.
So it's easier for you to just go back or feel like, okay, this is it. Somebody was also saying you sabotage because familiar is comfortable. Familiar is in your eyes better because, hey, this couch.
Yeah.
And I felt really good being back. However, being in SM was necessary. And it was, I don't know, it was very beneficial because
it was so necessary.
Exact. Yeah.
My mother even asked me before I come back, she was like, how you feel like you get to do what you want to do with the podcast this summer? And I was just like,
I ain't gonna lie.
Honestly, like it gave me such a different perspective of like what we capable of, like who listening, who helping, who supporting, where we could go. And it's like
they was putting a little mirror up on our wings.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we really see, yo, we doing something.
Yeah.
We see it, especially when y'all comment and interact, but there's that level of being in an environment where the majority of your followers or listeners are, and you feel it. The energy is there.
Yeah.
So
you know something funny? I feel like with the podcast, I don't have imposter syndrome. I feel like
nah, but Hadie been saying from the jump, I am meant to do this.
I am meant
to do this. You better tell them.
Everywhere we go with this, I be like, I deserve this.
Yeah.
Pull the chair.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. But it's other things in life though. But at the same time, like I think sometimes, like, I don't know, what is the opposite of imposter syndrome though? Of like, okay, I guess worrying that you saw that speech with Issa Rae? Which one?
Where she was like, I'm not going to be humble anymore because it's time to tell y'all what's up.
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, I need to send it to you. That I feel like that's the opposite of imposter syndrome. She was like, of course I'm here. Like,
Yeah, true.
y'all thought I wouldn't be here?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, like, I think it's just confidence.
Yeah, true.
And not saying that if you have imposter syndrome, yeah, I am saying it. And it's okay. If you have imposter syndrome, there's a level of insecurity there that you just don't feel like you fit for something, or you don't feel like you could do it, but you haven't done it yet.
No, okay. That is if you like actually want to pinpoint what's the opposite, that's it. I talking about like when people like you kind of stress that you're not getting where you want to be.
Yeah.
But that's not imposter syndrome.
No.
So it's like, is that also the opposite? Or is like, I don't know if you good. Because imposter syndrome is like, how am I here? But then there's also the thing of like, why am I not there yet?
But it's also the thing of blocking you from getting somewhere because you don't feel like you belong there. That's I feel like that's imposter syndrome I dealt with a bit. Where it was like subconsciously, say I could reach out to a client or something. Imposter syndrome would have me like, why would they want me? So I wouldn't send an email. I wouldn't reach out to them because I just didn't feel like I could get there.
That's true. So basically, it's like you're blocking you from getting where you're worried that you
exactly.
Yeah,
it comes in different forms, basically.
True. That's true.
Yeah. So guys, if y'all have imposter syndrome, talk to that bitch. Tell her to dip. Tell her to dip because yeah, honestly, I think what helped with my imposter syndrome is just doing it. And it reinforced that there's always a takeaway from doing it.
And also, like, give yourself the round of applause when you do it so that you could really, like, appreciate the fact that you do it. So it's like, yeah, I am deserving of this because look at what I've done. And
don't tell too much people what you're doing. Like,
I see something about that other day.
Yeah, because they could actually motivate imposter syndrome in you. Where it's like you would tell them and they would look at you a type of way because your reality is not theirs, so they don't see it. And that could actually affect you. Where sometimes you're so excited to tell people about stuff you want to do that you haven't done yet. And I'm not saying don't, like, especially if you know who to talk to or whatever. But sometimes do the thing before you actually tell. Not sometimes.
Like, I live by that. Yeah. But at the same time, I just be like, if somebody doubt me, like, that just give me motivation.
Yeah, for me, it depends on who doubt me. Like, I don't know. Some people hold a lot. Well, my friends and family don't really doubt me. But
so it's like, who are you talking about again?
Huh?
I said, now I like, who are you talking about?
There's people I told stuff to that didn't have a response. I was like expecting, but also it doesn't even need to be like who it is. Sometimes that's not the right moment to tell them. Where it's like you want a specific energy for what you like telling them, but they're not in the place to give it, and you wasn't aware of that. Like say somebody was having just a shit day, and I come in, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do this and this and this. You didn't know, and now
That's true.
So yeah, just don't tell don't tell nobody.
But I get what you mean. That was I say at the same time, like a lot of the times I have to just do things and be like, hey, yeah,
I did this, guys.
Podcast. Yeah, hey,
exactly.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But yeah, it's a deep one.
Yeah,
it's your turn.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. It's me. So we got aliens on Earth now.
Oh God! I mean, I feel like they was always here.
Thank you.
And somebody was having this theory that what if we all aliens and it's just like we just develop into another species of.
I actually think we're going to become cyborgs because of AI. You know how you implanting chips into people. Honestly, fake is becoming the new real. Like y'all doing BBL like it's nothing. Not coming for y'all, but it's so easy for people to alter themselves now that I wouldn't be surprised we just become cyborgs.
But because we did talk about AI before, but I feel like we're doing too much. I feel like we're doing like technology is great and but we could use it in certain areas, but
you don't need it to turn off your light. I'm sorry, get the fuck up and turn off your light. Yo,
people using it for the craziest of things, and like one thing I do like is like Ring, and like that's something we needed.
Or self checkout. I like
Oh,
self
I do
checkout.
like self
I
checkout.
love self checkout,
But I
but
think in our AI, like how they overdoing it with like remixing people's songs.
thank you.
Like, oh, I just before you walk in, I was just reading how
Wait.
like
Did you hear? They had
as
SpongeBob.
Patrick versions of shit. I have unbreak my
Nah,
heart.
but this one was
Yeah.
like Shansia or something,
I
and
didn't
Mr.
hear
Krabs
that.
pull up and he fuck up the tune. I said no.
But
I
at the
didn't
same
find
time,
it.
it's fuck up for the artist. It's funny
Yeah.
for SpongeBob. But like the other ones.
Yeah.
But before you walk in the house, like, you know, they always alleging that Offset cheated on Cardi.
Yeah.
Somebody AI a fake conversation of Offset and a woman to use as proof that he cheated on her. And it's just like, why, what we doing
No,
here, guys?
but you know what's like how they using it. But I think this one going to be like a extended one too, because the amount of shit they had. I don't know if I mentioned this when we spoke about it, but a woman was telling a story about an encounter she had, and basically she got a call one day, and her daughter is crying hysterically on the phone. She's like, "Ma, like they have me, and they won't let me go unless you give them money." And the guy takes the phone, and he was like, "Yeah, you need to send this and this and this to this bank account." And she was like, "I only have this much." And he was like, "Send it, and or your daughter will die," or some stupid shit. So the mother is freaking out, like she's going crazy, and she's trying to catch herself. And then her daughter comes downstairs and asks her what happened.
What?
AI was able to pick up the mannerisms of her daughter to replicate her daughter in a panic, and somebody used that to try to get her to send them money.
That's insane.
And I was telling my family, "Oh, we should have a safe word." AI knows the safe word. You can't even have a safe word. Like, you know
Do
how
they though?
this phone is listening to me right now. This one is recording. This one is also recording.
Yeah.
So I do Haiti, I talk about belts. I can see belts on my TikTok.
That's true.
And I don't think
But
yeah.
AI wouldn't know like a deep, though not to say for it, but maybe a question of like, nah, Jody, you cannot tell me like, okay, if they say it now, they're gonna know. But you would not be able to tell me like one mango tree in the yard I fall off when I was like 5. You get what I mean?
Bye.
No.
Probably not that.
No.
No, but
They
you
ain't
say
gonna
no,
know
but
where
you say aliens was
specifically-
here the whole time, right?
Okay, yeah, that's actually the question. We're supposed to answer. No,
No,
but I mean
but-
like, if you're talking AI, really, like,
But you don't
only me and my mother and my brother,
True.
my father would know which specific tree.
But you don't think AI is a form of like extraterrestrial? I think AI is a alien form within itself. And the way it's growing, I feel like it's been there. It's just now we have access to it. Same thing with aliens. You know how we watch dogs and monkeys and we study them, and then every time we study them, they continue to evolve? What if aliens been doing that with us? But now we've evolved to the point.
Sure.
Exactly. Now we've evolved to the point where we are aware that they're there. But they've been there the whole time.
I think so.
Like, I watch Oppenheimer, right? To Valor. I watch it, and somebody mentioned that the aliens probably pull up when Mr. Oppenheimer bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki because they're like, oh shit, they've developed something that's quite big and could wipe out the whole entire Earth. So let's go check it out. But they realize
there's so many possibilities.
I know.
Them world leaders know a lot now. Like if you have to walk into the White House and go into the archives, I feel like they know so much that we really don't be knowing, and you never know. But back to the whole alien thing, I don't know if people know this, but like I don't know how you find out, but I watched this video of this man that used to work for NASA or somewhere in the government in America where like they had an alien and they had know his name and he died. And,
I heard about that.
but I know what you're talking about.
Wait, who?
But this man was literally like doing an interview on a very credible news channel.
Yeah.
Telling them like what all they find out like from the alien and what
For
happened.
me, the one I know is Bob Lazar on Joe Rogan's podcast. But he was talking about they had ships that they found and they had to kind of dismantle the ship to discover what technology the aliens using. And Joe Rogan is it's the top podcast. It's a very credible podcast.
Yeah.
And he himself stated like all this man's interviews and everything, his story lines up. So he believes him. And he was just basically stating that the technology that they have, they were saying that when people who was driving, flying the jets would see the sightings or whatever. One time they saw a ship, or what looked to be a ship, drop 200 feet or something in a second. And they were stating like aliens travel so fast and there's so much technology. They was even mentioning that their base is on the ocean or in the ocean because we haven't even discovered 93% of the ocean. So it's so possible for them to actually hide out there if they have the technology and everything. And for me, look, there's so many theories, but I feel like to think that we the only people out of such a big universe.
Because if you really think on like what are the odds that like human race is a thing, that like we out here like that we have a whole like way of living, like we grow up, we go to school, there's sicknesses, there's diseases, you have a family, there's different places on earth, like there of course there's a big chance that kind of life or another type of life was formed somewhere else. Like you can't be that. That's being Dululu then.
That's being Hopi Dululu.
And I said we're the only one.
Yeah, plus I feel like some people have it as a superiority, what you call it? Complex, because it's like, oh, I'm the only one, it's only us. We're not. We really aren't, guys.
We're not.
And now I feel like it's reaching to a level where now we are more exposed because how developed technology is. I was mentioning this. I was high. Disclaimer. I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast. I feel like I forget. I think no, I didn't. So you see how we have global warming, and we haven't discovered 93%, only 7% of the ocean. But this is due to the fact that a lot of that percentage is below a certain depth that we cannot reach. But that depth is close to the core because the core is hot, and basically upstairs is getting hot. Because we're no longer in global warming, we're in global boiling. So I was saying, like, what if, because downstairs was so hot, but now upstairs is almost the same temperature,
we can become the other.
What is downstairs could now come upstairs because they're able to survive in the conditions that we are currently facing.
I don't know if I was having this conversation with you.
I think so.
Group of friends. We would no. It was Diana Brady. We were saying that like you see how if you look at Antarctica, how much ice that is, and like if global warming come, how much water that would bring. And it's like we would then become underwater, and then like a whole basically like they have a big part of Antarctica they never discover, and then what if that becomes the whole new like land, and then like basically other places that was ice going to become land, because they say Antarctica back in the day was actually like a tropical paradise, and then it froze. And then so what if global warming come, or it's
global boiling,
and then it's like it all melt, and then that once again it's like, but when all this land now become water, like you get what I mean? Like I feel like it's a whole.
And it's funny you say that because you didn't see the headline where they say they're missing a whole chunk of ice and they don't know where it went. Just like a whole chunk. What if the aliens took it? Could they take it like by it hot?
Could be.
It hot, but I don't know how people feel about it, because you know how back then you would seem Dululu when you talk about aliens. But then as time progressed, like say when I moved to Holland, so 2015, 16 times, people started to have the conversation more, but it wasn't taken serious. I feel like now is finally when people like,
because I think we see so much shit happening.
Exactly.
And that's also desensitization too. Like we see so much shit happening, especially like our generation, that is just like, I'd believe it. Like
if a unicorn land on the earth right now, I'd believe it.
Like
if he's shitting like rainbows, I believe it.
Yeah, I believe anything that happened at this point.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, so it's just like, I don't know.
But yeah, but so aliens.
It's my 10.
But I think, okay, last point. I think as we continue to develop, that's when they finally go intervene. So I feel like now they
could be already here and we don't know.
They are
dressed
here.
up as us. That's what I mean.
For true.
And it's just like they could have done intervene. Maybe that's why all this crazy shit happening. I don't even know. So I just is like at
they
this
probably
point
in Florida.
It's like I feel like they're smarter than that.
They're probably just America. It starts with the A.
Because I always just be in America that these things is discovered, because they just checking like, what is this place? Or they are the fucking aliens, and that's why it's that place. I don't know.
Honestly, I always say it's not a real place. What if we've been deceived? Anyways, let's not conspire.
Except for the black things, they come from slavery.
Exactly.
But the white ones, I see a TikTok about that. But this girl was like, you can't convince me otherwise that the white people is the aliens, aren't the aliens. She's like, white people have to be the aliens. Like, the shit y'all do.
With no remorse? Like, come on, guys.
It, so I go probably find it. But yeah.
Let's go.
Is my turn. Oh, this is one of mine. Okay. Because somebody's like, from TikToks. Should you normalize being friends with your friend's boyfriend? So, like, this lady on TikTok, she was like, so literally, like, friend married.
Yeah.
And she knew this stuff done in her house. So her friend, husband, literally come spend the day by her and fix everything she needed to fix in the house. And she was like, oh, you really need to normalize these kind of things because it's not that deep. And I was like, I wonder how you feel about that. But at the same time, like, growing up, I feel like I used to see that a lot, though. That, like, it would be completely normal if you're, like, one of my mother friend's husband or whatever came to do something for her in the house or whatever. And
yeah, that's like, normal.
But that's what I mean. And then it's like, oh, you cook or here's a plate of food.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I feel like then we have to define what friends is. Because I feel like I would like my friends to be cool with my man to where they feel comfortable to be like, oh, can so-and-so come and fix this? Or, hey, I cooked. Can, pick up the food?
So was the...
Cleanse?
What's the Greek calling English now again?
I don't know. Like
boundary.
For me, like calling each other on the phone and having like long conversations.
Yeah, no, of course not, Jody. Come on.
But as friends, I don't
really even do that.
Those people who I go, maybe I'll fix your thing is maybe an acquaintance. Like, oh, you want me to come help you out? Okay, cool. By friends, I talk to on not a daily. My best friend I talk to on a daily, but like on a regular basis. And I feel like that for me would be unnecessary.
But the thing is for me, like, if I don't even talk to all my friends every day.
Yeah.
So it's like, that would be weird.
What?
Talking to my friend, boyfriend, or man.
Yeah. I genuinely think
or more than them in the week or whatever. So that, for me, that's just definitely weird. But I think, like, I don't know. Like, okay, what if you see a funny TikTok that in a conversation I was having, you send it to them? Is that too much?
No.
Yeah.
No, because all you had a conversation about it. And you going to
or even if you didn't. I was like, this reminds me of you.
Yeah, because you're going to be around my man. Like, I'm speaking in, let's do us. So you're going to be around my man.
Yeah.
We're going to have game nights and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you see something and you like, yo, like I thought, for me, that's really not that deep. But if y'all calling now and y'all having whole lollygagging, all of that, for me, it's a level of like, nah.
But I feel like some people really the opposite of that period is like, my man shouldn't even like breathe around you. And they have the other extreme of that where it's like some people don't even feel like you should be talking to my man. Like my friend should be having actual conversations with my man. Or like, there's an extreme to that.
I heard about it. Also with like guys and they women, like if they were a woman and she come around the boys,
that
like
don't
she
happen.
can't talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. But for me, I don't think that is healthy.
No.
I do get people have different boundaries, but I feel like I should be able to at least joke or be a part of a conversation if you having it with your boys, just as you will be if I having it with my girls.
Yeah.
There's just levels to it. If you are aware that this is too friendly, stop it. If y'all talking to each other, yes, you could enjoy each other's conversation, but hold it down. Because, sorry.
Yeah. But I find it weird. And I guess that's a thing of like, what is friendship to people again? Because I just find it weird as like, use parts of my life as a partner. And I can't bring you into my world. So it's like,
yeah,
you get what I mean? So it's like, how do I separate and say that my friends can't be around my man or whatever? Because it's like,
that's wild.
I can't. That's to me. That's like living two different lives or whatever.
Exactly.
Like, at some point, you have to like, I don't know.
And
mingle.
You know your friends.
Exactly.
For me, I think we reach a point now. We adults, but also we learn a lot we've been through stuff with friends. We've had conversations. We've had experiences where we was like, nah, this ain't it. And I feel like the friends we keep now, just as we respect them, they respect us.
Yeah.
So for me, I would not mind my man being around them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that level of, I respect both of y'all. Y'all better respect me.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you what's too much. You know what's too much.
Yeah.
Don't tell him he looks fine.
No.
I will do
And look, handsome? Man, you look handsome, man.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
Why? You don't sound like you want to hear
Nah,
that.
I trying to be open-minded. Banda, shut the fuck up.
I don't think it would bother me. But like, because I don't know.
It depends on how it comes. Like, the way somebody says it.
But let's say your man look real fine that day. I mean,
Exactly.
friend, you look handsome, but I like your outfit.
Yeah, but you see how you say it. You say like, you my G. Like, you look handsome, right?
Of course you would.
Some girls be like, you look handsome. Oh!
Okay, no. I don't think anybody.
But that's what I mean. If it was on that level, it would be like, it depends on how you say it.
Is that your friend?
No.
Exactly.
No, but exactly.
Yeah. But that's what you mean, though. At this point in your life, like, the friends you have wouldn't do that. So it's like.
And I think if they, but yeah, they would know. Because I think they would think in the sense of what they wouldn't appreciate from me.
Yeah. Okay.
But how you, like, what you think in a sense? Like, you, excuse me, would be okay with your man and your friends. Say, we was talking about going for dinner, but not dinner, going for lunch.
Yeah, and we didn't get into it then.
No.
But I feel like I probably, because I literally had said, like, at that time, like, I would go to dinner and lunch with Ashley and Norman.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't, if one of my friends said they're going out to eat with, because I think of my ex, like, but he was just really friendly with everybody.
Yeah.
And I know how he was.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I think it depends on your man too.
yeah.
If you know how your man is, but I ain't gonna lie, I like a stush man. Like,
really? What's stush? There's like bougie and then
not
there's like as you
bougie.
below me.
Huh?
There's like,
No,
people that like they stush because they feel people below.
No, just because I a social butterfly, I feel like in this sense, but maybe it's also just for me to feel like, oh, my man ain't talking to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I like somebody who's just low key and chill. They ain't out here.
But you could be both. Because like, I mean,
True.
in the sense of like, but when you're around people, you're just very friendly. So it's like, for example, when he came around my friends, he was just very friendly with them. I don't think he ever went out with any of my friends alone without me. But like, and I don't ever went out with any of his friends alone without him.
Yeah.
But he had female friends he went to dinner and lunch with a lot of the time.
Yeah. But I feel like because
And me
you had
too.
such a strong foundation too.
Yeah.
But it's also when you come from SM, you know everybody and everybody kind of.
Yeah, but I think because of that, and I think that's something, I don't know if I said that here or another time, like going into my next relationship, I would need, not that, because I wouldn't have that same foundation of knowing the person for 10 years.
Yeah.
But like, I really need that level of friendship or knowing the person, because like, I can't. Like, I don't even have it in, like, I don't want to like be worrying about those kind of things, if you get what I mean. Like, it would have to, your character would have to speak to me that well for me to be like, yeah, I know this person could like,
I think just a lot of conversations gonna be had.
But that's something that is wonder a lot. Like, what would really have me feeling that comfortable again? If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's like I had if when he went out to like dinner or whatever with a girl,
was good. Yeah.
I was good.
And nowadays it's hard to even. AI probably gonna construct some shit, send it to your phone.
Oh my god! The what had come with us, like he would tell me every single thing, and I would tell him every single thing.
But you see, that's the difference. Even if like my friend and my man say had a conversation on something, it's not that he needs to tell me what he spoke about, but I feel much more comfortable where he's just like, yo, I spoke to Hadie about this today, and we was talking about this and this and this.
And that was
you know, just simple. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of people in the situation, the guy would feel like, oh, she might not like this, so he wouldn't speak to you about it.
But then that's weird to me. Like, if you, and that's something I'm very big on. Like, I don't care if you think I'm going to feel away or you don't know how I'm going to take it. Like, if you just feel comfortable just saying whatever it is, like, then I know you really just comfortable and you just a real person, if you get what I mean. And then I feel just way more.
But a lot of guys
person to trust. No.
They don't bite the bullet because they scared they're going to get shot. Like in that sense of they already create an idea of how you're going to react.
Yeah, true.
So they don't do it.
And
but
they don't want to have to deal with how you're going to react. And they just think, I mean, not.
But I ain't gonna lie, some of y'all don't realize like the truth. Honestly, the respect you get for just being straight up, whether it's something that gonna hurt me or something that gonna just be not so nice to hear, we respect that way more. And yes, we will probably react in the beginning or whatever, but I've already had it where I just came to terms with, yo, this man was straight up with me, and that's all I wanted.
Yeah, but also, like, to me, it says way more about your character or who you are as a person to be like, however this person will react, like, okay, I don't just have to, like, engage and we're going to talk it out.
Exactly.
Regardless. But if you run from that, like, I don't know. To me, I find those people scary, but I don't know. But that's why I say, like, going into whatever else after this is like, I just really hope.
Yeah. I hope you get that too. Because for me, girl, it's rough out. I keep seeing stuff about dating these days. We said that on
episode 12. It's really ghetto.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know. I keep seeing headlines and I keep seeing things talk about how they predict that in 2040 or 2030, if women get that they predict 45% of women will be single, but they will believe more in their friendships than a relationship.
I believe it.
And I'm upset with that because I really want to find love and all of that shit. I do
too, but at this point, like, and that's something like me and Shanika was saying that we really wish we end the episode on the last time too with them is that like at the same time we out here complaining or whatever, but it's really like we have each other at the same time. But it's just like
you don't have a penis.
No, but I mean like there's some you find some kind of joy in that you really not alone at the end of the day.
Not at all.
But like when I really look, Jody, I think at this point I have like one friend in a relationship. One who? Friend. That.
Oh my God.
Him and Michelle. But like that's real? The only person.
Me too, and it's the same person.
It's the same person. Other than that, like, and I don't want to get depressed here, guys.
No, we don't get depressed. We don't get depressed for sure.
And but it's the reality. My women friends, I have like some male friends in some relationships, but like,
oh shit, yeah.
But
oh, and my sister.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh yeah.
But still, no, friends wise.
Yeah. And that's it. So it's like if you're talking about 2040, it's 2023 and we're already here.
Because even in the UK, they were saying like the single rate is going up and men are,
But even like, of course, this one was a lot of family and my mother friends is like a lot of them too single.
Like older people also. Guys, we need to connect and become one again. I think it's this individualistic approach to life that
I don't know.
This individualistic, this categoristic, I might make up words because you have the feminine and the masculine, This schematic, as in everybody's coming up with strategies on how to approach a situation. Everybody, you mentioned it, you think in the present. Nobody's thinking in the present when they're in a situation. Nobody's taking stuff for face value or taking stuff for what it is now. They're thinking on marriage, fantasy, expectations, Prince Charming, or they're thinking on the past of, I experienced this, I experienced that. Will I experience this again? They're not in the present.
No.
And on top of that, they have, like how you have voices in your head on a movie? Social media has become the voices in our head. Whereas you don't even know what's your thoughts anymore. I realize I don't know sometimes what's my thoughts anymore because when I see a post, I go straight to the comments.
Yeah,
and
I see something about it.
I feel like the comments just form my opinion.
But nowadays I try because my podcast talk about our time too. Like, not my podcast, the podcast I listen to.
Your favorite?
But yeah, there's like this. She literally said the same thing. She was like, I don't have my own thoughts. So like I make it a thing now to be like, okay, whenever I see a post, like, what is my thoughts about this?
Yeah.
And then go down into the comments. And then it's like, don't change your mind just because you read something else.
No, but you know what's crazy?
What?
I do establish my thoughts and then I read every comment that reinforces what I thought.
Yeah. But sometimes there's even, I used to have that, like, sometimes it's like, oh, everybody disagree with this.
Yeah.
Yes. Am I right here? I don't know. But
and then you start to second guess yourself.
So I try to stop that.
Yeah, no. We're not doing that. But yeah.
Yeah. You want to go to the next
Yes,
part?
let's do it. Wait, what was the question for this?
I have 3. How much
It's
you
you.
have?
Oh, I have 2. Oh, it's me. Oh, it's me.
Really? Yeah. This was for being friends with you.
Oh gosh.
That's
This
me or
is a
you.
good segue. Me. What are profound effects social media has had on you, both negatively and positively? How have you been able to address them?
I think I answered this in episode 1 when I was
Yeah.
like back in the day. Like I used to really feel like, but it's kind of like the same. Back to like the whole imposter thing of like feeling like you see people being places and it's like, oh, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. And it's like, but also what I used to have is like posting stuff back in my makeup days and like, oh, like I'm not doing as well as I wanted to do and those kind of things. And like really link like who you be, like your self-worth and who you be to like likes and views and shit like that. And I don't know, back then for sure, like how I used to look at myself like beauty wise. But now it's like I'm really more cautious of like not taking that in.
Exactly.
So you know you're the shit. Yeah. So it's like I just see 111.
Sorry, yeah.
But being way more conscious of that.
Yeah.
And the second time, like what things that it helped me with, like realize.
How did so negatively and then how did it affect you positively and how you addressed it? Like
but at the same time that comes with being more self-aware and like who you be, but then also like making me want to work harder to do stuff. Facts. So it's like
that's the positive aspect. Which is also it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, it's similar to you, but I just feel like I used to compare myself a lot to people, even sometimes now, especially now, the effect on me is not knowing was real to a level because people no longer believe in truth. They believe in headline in a sense. Like, and before, I used to compare myself a lot, and now those same comparisons, I don't know if I should be. Well, I shouldn't be, but I don't know if this is a proper comparison because a lot of stuff is edited.
You have
so
an
like,
example? Or?
If you look at women's bodies, so I follow this brand, and they recently launched a swimwear line, and they had a video of a girl modeling in a bathing suit, but a guy on TikTok duetted it, and he showed the original video. And the girl's body wasn't the body that they showed on the video. And it was complete. Her body was Coca-Cola, like to a T. And look, I love my body. And I feel like as you continue to know yourself, you love yourself in any state you're in. You don't have to compare it to anybody else. It's just you have those moments where you like, bye.
But you know what? I also realized with the whole body thing online, like, first it was BBLs and making sure you have that shape. Yeah. But because like gym culture and like gym wear now is big. Fit. No, but also because that's a big like money business now. Yeah. I feel like they're really pushing like having a fit body online. Exactly. But it's like you might not have the BBL, but you at least have like you could still tell like you've been in the gym and you get your butt lift by lifting or you have some abs. I realizing that body type really being pushed. And some of them still have a lot of the Coca-Cola shape with it, but I feel like they're really pushing that right now.
They're focusing on the tone and the like you just look fit rather than you got this shape or that shape or this shape. Yeah. And that was something I find it like affected me negatively. But dealing with it, honestly, you just have to learn to love yourself. Yeah. Honestly, there's nothing you could do and there's nothing you should have to do. Because you was created in your own originality, and that's just that. So, yeah. Okay.
Is that my turn?
See.
No, I forgot to. This is yours. The dopamine.
Oh, so.
That's all she had with the explanation.
Yeah, I just had dopamine because I was having a conversation with my mother today. And I thought, to be honest, this is not like a what you call it? Like a 10-minute. This is one of the ones we could like ting off. But it was a really cool fact that I wanted to talk about because it has to do with like cold showers. I listened to the Huberman Lab. It's a podcast about science because now I'm really trying to get myself into the science of the body, the mind, blah, blah, blah. And he was talking about the different boosters for dopamine. So dopamine is basically the chemical in your body that motivates you. It helps you do stuff, to be honest. Like they say people with depression have really low dopamine levels because they don't want to do anything, unmotivated, and you just don't feel a will to move. And when your dopamine is high, you on the ball, you like, oh, I could do this. So he was talking about dopamine and what boosts it. And he was mentioning the different like gravities at which they are boosted. And he gave examples. So coffee boosts your dopamine by 1.5x. And that is proper, and it lasts a specific amount of time.
I was gonna ask, is it long term or is like?
Yeah, I think he mentioned it only lasts like an hour or something.
One, is it linked to caffeine?
It's linked to caffeine because caffeine promotes. They have another name for it, but it's basically like adrenaline, so it gets you pumped.
Yeah.
And they were saying cocaine boosts your dopamine. Don't do cocaine, guys. But it boosts your dopamine by 2.5x. So that's a big spike in your dopamine. And that's why people are so like, they could do anything on cocaine. However, it does not. The effects don't last that long. And he was mentioning that cold showers boost your dopamine by 2.5. The same as cocaine. And it lasts much longer. The window of that dopamine boost, it lasts so much longer and it's safe. So
you still doing your cold showers?
No, I go start in the winter.
Okay. Oh.
Because now I bulk in for the gym and then I go cut in the winter.
Okay.
And they were saying like with calories, why they say you burn calories is because it correlates to temperature. So when you take cold showers, you also help in like losing weight because you're burning off your calories. So yeah, that gonna start soon. But yeah, I thought it was a really cool fact. And then I went in the deep dive and they was also talking about like dopamine baselines. And this is kind of why our attention span and everything on social media trickles into our life and causes us to like not be so present, I think. And they mentioned like your dopamine has a baseline. So you have the dopamine baseline. Like when we was younger, say we go outside, here we are when we're inside chilling, and then we reach up a certain percentage when we go outside and play.
Yeah.
That like your dopamine is, well, also serotonin, but it's getting boosted. Or when we finish to do something on our to-do list, that's when it goes up. And now you have that level of stimulation from social media that gives you fake dopamine, let's say. So your baseline has risen. For us, the accessibility of everything, the quickness of everything, the immediateness of everything, but also being able to do a task by just asking AI to do it has given us artificial dopamine that now we no longer could achieve our baseline in real life in things that are natural because of everything that's so artificial.
Ooh. But you think people know what's dopamine?
I don't think a lot. Well, I didn't know what it was. Well,
but I ain't basically the chemical your brain release when you like happy.
Serotonin is where
happy.
Dopamine is what you release when you do stuff that you know is supposed to be done. So when you complete a task, they say a good way to start your day off good is to make your bed because that's the first booster dopamine because you just completed a task.
And serotonin is happiness.
Yeah. Okay. That's when you listen to music and you go to the beach and all of that stuff. So for me, I never knew about, I heard them. You hear hormones, blah, blah, blah. But I never knew, I was going to mention the other one, but I need to do some research on that. But I never knew about like what it was or how. Now I look at ways how to trigger it because I feel like I can hack my life by doing that.
I had heard them, but I didn't know the actual like.
Yeah. I'm going to come with some science facts. I really feel like what I'm learning is cool.
You should.
Okay.
Your turn.
Oh, we got 3 more, guys. Oh my god.
But they're all mine now, I think.
Yeah? Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Do you think men judge your Instagram to date you?
And then the context is, if I don't know if people know shits and giggles, but James was like on this other podcast and he was like, he said a line down below, right?
Can I afford this girl's lifestyle?
He looks at people's girls' Instagram and questions like, oh, can I afford this girl's lifestyle? And I was like wondering if that's something man really just do before they get to us. And then I was also having a conversation with one of my friends this summer, and she literally deactivated her Instagram for the entire summer, which is like one of the biggest time people be on IG.
Yeah.
Because she was like, a guy literally gave her the impression that like she too good for him based off of her thing and she too serious. And I was just like, yo, she one of my most jokiest friends. What the fuck you
Yeah.
mean? And it's just like, wow, that made me realize that like, well, and not that I care, because at the end of the day, I should post whatever I want to post and like whatever.
Yeah.
But then it made me realize that like
How it's perceived.
how men really perceiving my IG or like your IG. And and once again, not that I care, but I feel like,
I mean, I care too a little bit.
yeah.
I do care. I mean,
not that I care that I'm going to start changing how I
no,
post.
yeah.
But I mean that like, that's what I mean with not that I
Yeah.
care. But I mean more so like, like now I need to start thinking about this though. Or like,
no.
I wonder what men do think when they look at the IG. You get what I mean?
I genuinely feel like they do, you know. Like now that I think that explains a lot. But there was this lady talking about how different points in her life, at one point she used to get a lot of dick pics and stuff like that. And that's because how her profile was, she felt like that kind of attracted that behavior. But now she doesn't get them at all. Like she noticed how she's progressed through life and whatnot, but how she also posts and whatnot, she doesn't get that energy. So I do think
like,
so.
men really be like,
I hope y'all should.
but I'm wondering if I also do it, because I don't think I do. Like, to me, it's like really what kind of conversations I'm having with this person. If I chill with them, what kind of vibe I get. And like, one thing I do feel is like with your IG, I do get a sense of like who you are in a way, but I'm not using that to fully like judge you or like use that as a like starting point of like, okay, is this person for me or not?
But I think for men it's different, because when men come into the picture, it's more of they feel like they have not a duty, but it's their responsibility to kind of either match or
be not
above, but like be able to afford our lifestyle and more.
Provide.
Yeah. And I really hope man them don't see my profile, because all I do is travel. So there's that level of like, I do think that's the case. I heavily think that's the case. I think that's an unfortunate case, because, and I feel like everybody knows this, like when it comes to social media, just like you say, your friend may come off serious, but she jokey.
Bruh.
And even before this, but even before this podcast, I feel like a lot of people also had an idea of me.
So what do you think? Yeah. So you think the idea that you give off is like, wow, why this girl doing too much?
Yeah. I think a lot of men them think I a hot girl. Like I out here like that. Yeah.
You're really not.
I'm really not, guys.
You be
I'm
chilling.
Like on a real, I be doing puzzles and painting and making waist beads. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, but also just that I'm I have high expectations in terms of what I get. I don't.
Love.
I do. Wait, in terms of how I would put it, like you need to fly me to Dubai, you need to bring me on a yacht. I'm not that type of girl.
No.
But if you look at my Instagram, you would think I am. And that's where it's like, are you really need to
have a conversation first? But also, like, I feel like a lot of men need to, you know, I find so crazy. Like, sometimes when I look at the men that actually dare to like slide in my DMs, I just be like, you should know you don't have a chance. But like, bravo that you actually even try, because I feel like a lot of men don't even try, and it's just like, I wonder if it's based on, I feel like I just give off like bitchiness, bad bitch thing, like, if you get what I mean. Bitch. Yeah, but no, more but
like you know you the shit.
Like, yeah, but more so of like I don't know.
Oh, like you would easily drop a man like a fly, but you would diss him probably while you do it. You would drop the fly, you would step on it, then you would step on it again.
But like I always walking around with that energy or something. Whereas like
and you should continue to, because when
but I mean like that's what I think they think of me when they watch my IG. Whereas in real life, like
you're a sweetheart.
Yeah. And it's just true. Like I would have any conversation with anybody really until you like come with something that's bullshit. Of course I would drop you. I mean I have some standards.
Shite.
But I mean like you get what I mean? Like I can't even approach her because she needs
you see this way. Honestly, when we reach a point where somebody could manage my Instagram, I am not even my Instagram, any business or professional profile, I don't think I'm gonna be on it. I was speaking to someone about that today, because I don't appreciate the fact that people judge me off of what is really minuscule representation of who I am. And it doesn't even represent me in my eyes. It represents me in your
eyes.
And that's a whole different ballgame because Tom, Dick, and Harry could have 3 different representations of the same image and it all comes from them. So you need to start being out here thinking from your perspective, especially if you're trying to get to know somebody. Like, that don't make sense. The math does not math.
No, it
like, shoot your shot. If you miss, at least you shot your shot.
Exactly.
Don't assume that a hoop is square. It might be a circle. So, yeah. Sorry, I had to drop an analogy right there. But
yeah. And that's not open invitations for everybody to flood them at the end.
Nah.
I mean, like...
I probably ain't going to Nah,
yeah, I mean, like... Oh, I got to take it off. So, it's my turn. Which means I know what I want is, and that's a good one to end on. Was Keke Palmer petty for starring in Usher's boyfriend video?
Not one. Yes, but petty in the best way.
But also, like, she had to, but I mean, like, what's the problem?
She did that beautifully.
And I think the problem is that a lot of people, you wasn't on Twitter, but a lot of people find her corny for doing it.
I wasn't on Twitter, but they had an Instagram thread about it. And I don't understand.
But I find it, you know what I find weird about it is that, like, I think some people don't really deep what he do. Because it's like, imagine being, and I do have my theory that it wasn't together when the whole Usher thing happened. Because I don't get why would you move that crazy as a man. But, like, at the same time, deep that this is the mother of your child and she went out with her friends. Yeah. And it's like, you decide to shame her as a mother.
As a mother online.
You know what? To shame somebody as a mother publicly in the time of her life where she she blowing up the internet. And I feel like people don't, I feel they probably have some mothers in between. But I was like, it have to be people that are not mothers really are men too.
I think so.
Because it's like, you know what it is to like.
But also people who don't like, the people who like, comes for other people online and whatnot, they also probably going at her because they know they do it, but they don't think it's right that she doing it.
Why?
Because she should do that to some like, I don't know. For me, I genuinely feel like she's having fun at this point.
And I feel like a lot of people didn't even watch the video because somebody really like explained like, if let's say Usher was in the entire video singing to her and stuff like that, of course that wouldn't make it worse. I still wouldn't have a problem with it personally. No. But what I love about it is that like, she was Usher. And she said in the video. She said she never wanted to be one of the girls in the video. So he made her him. She wanted to be Usher growing up. And I had get that because growing up, like this man used to be busting moves and I would try it. Like I feel like she wrote it on Twitter. It's like for real. Like if you was a girl growing up to Usher music, like you know how big it is of our accomplishment it is for you to feel like, wow, I actually like was this man. It's just the timing. Video. And of course the timing is funny and a little petty in the name of the song. I heard your boyfriend. But like at the same time, like it had cut out for a little bit, but I was saying. We back. I was saying that like at the same time, like there's like being petty nasty and there's like a level of like petty being like elegant. And, like, basically, like, I'm actually above this shit that happened to me, but I'm still gonna get my lick back. Yeah. And that's kind of what it was given, and I love that kind of shit, really. Yeah, I'm here for, like, do your thing, girl. Yeah. I enjoyed watching it. Like, it was also, to me, a really nice video to watch. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I see where people coming from, where it's like, yo, if it done, don't put your energy there. But at the same time, girl, do your thing. But, yeah. I don't know. Last question? Yeah, let's go to the last question. Oh my gosh. I'm scared. Why? Oh shit. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so the question. Did Tory deserve 10 years? I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really follow that shit. So. No, you didn't. But you see he got 10 years. I see he got 10 years. And I was like, oof. And I see somebody speak out for him. A lot of art, no, not a lot, but like a couple artists speak up and people were just like, ugh, y'all trash. I think one was Iggy Azalea. Steph London was one. Steph London. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. I find it's wild because technically when I read about it, if when it had first happened, he had accepted the plea deal, he would only have to serve 2 years. And then basically at this point, he already served a year. And so he would have just 1 more year in jail.
Oh.
But because he was like, oh, they're really pushing this narrative or really telling us he didn't do it. And like coming from Megan online and like a lot of things happen online before the whole court case even starts, whereby like the jury had their opinions from him, the judge had their opinion from him. That just make it worse for him because he was moving so cocky that he ended up getting the 10 years. And it's just like, you know, if he really do it, that's like, you know, what you get.
Yeah.
Because if you had just accept the plea deal from the beginning and take accountability, you would have technically be out of jail by next year. But now you get the 10 years. However, on the same time, I like 10 years is long for somebody that didn't die. And I really waited to hear. Listen, Donald Trump is one of the candidates for president again. And this man in a whole trial right now.
Aren't they supposed to arrest him?
Exactly. And I just want to know, is he going to get time?
The hell?
And if this man don't get no time and Tory Lanez out there serving 10 years, like, I know somebody was also talking about the fact that like at least now for the first time, like when a black woman was hurt, even like that something happened.
That the consequences have been
actually.
Yeah.
But I don't know, 10 years is still kind of long. I don't know if you have
For me, I don't know enough about the case. I was not there, but I haven't followed enough to say if he deserved it. That's the thing.
But he deserves to get locked up. I just mean like 10 years. So you feel like 10 years is...
I don't know. I think 10 years is long.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know. I feel like Megan Kawat.
Yeah.
Like not in a thing way, but you know,
but
for
I
him
get
to
the
get
fact
10
that
years,
you did shoot a gun and I could have go somewhere else other than her foot. Because you can't be just out here shooting guns at people.
But it's America.
Yeah. And it's California, and that's the difference with America.
Oh, the different states have different laws.
Different states have different laws. And it's just like, yeah. And apparently, like, a lot to do with it is his previous record. That he was, like, a lot of shit. He already had a lot of run-ins with the court.
But, looking at it, I think it would mess up. I think what he did was mess up. I think in the moment of whatever was going on, party, argument, yada, yada, he made a really stupid mistake, like pulling out the gun, shooting the gun, whatever.
He was immature.
I just don't see 10 years being something that's like, he deserved 10 years.
No.
Like, I don't see that. I think that's quite messed up.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't know that we sit here on this culture and talk about it. At the same time, like, to me, his music is like, yo, he was really.
But I ain't gonna lie, it probably gonna get better because he in jail.
True. Or it might get worse because in 10 years we might be in a different place musically. But like,
AI gonna make his music for him,
bruh. I mean, we could use AI at this point now to make his music. But at the same time, he did deserve something. But 10 years was just a bit like, well, but that's what you got.
Yeah, I feel like it was a matter of, when you call the police on a kid to scare the shit out of them and then you take them and they stay in a cell for a bit. Cool. They can reflect, learn their lessons. You also got people who've seen like how this panned out, what he did, blah, blah, blah. He already has that idea now created of him. So he already going to be suffering. But 10 years? Yeah. But I didn't know how long it was. I just knew he was convicted.
It's 10 years, girl. And then, but it's, the thing is in America too, what you do before to have a thing on your sentence. Because your
record.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing to do with it. And he always in altercations.
Yeah,
so at this point, it was like, well,
don't drop the soap.
Yeah, but that was it then, guys.
Yes. Oh, I had to enjoy that.
Yeah.
I had to enjoy us not being fully. We were still in control, but we was not fully in control.
No.
It just flowed.
But I like that the conversation went so many different places. Exactly. Because of the different topics. And it's just like, I don't know. It shows how, prepared and like how we're waiting for this because I did not know what you wrote. And you did not know what I wrote.
Imposter who? Nah, but for real though. And what I mentioned in the beginning, which is what I want to tie it back to, I feel like if we get topics from you guys too, is a level of, we could even have somebody check it and write it down and put it in this box for us so that we
True.
don't see it and we not prepared. And then sometimes
Exactly.
we can have where we are prepared and all that kind of stuff. But I do love the authenticity and the unfilteredness of just having this, and you don't know what question you're gonna get. You can't go out on TikTok and search for an opinion because you have to now present your own. So we hope y'all enjoyed it.
Yes.
We really hope y'all enjoyed it.
Let us know, message us.
Please.
What y'all thought.
Please.
This was the
And
first.
yeah, now our email is in the description. So it's been biting
Biting
bullets. Thank you, Hadie, at
Remember what's super? I
gmail.com.
really never tell people about the.
Oh my
What's super difficult come up
gosh. We
with?
have a new
Yeah, which was so cool. We was taking a picture with him. And he was like,
shout
"Why
out
are you
to
saying?"
Super, honestly and truly, Brandon on point. But yeah, like let us know. Keep interacting. Thank y'all. We appreciate everybody. We always say this, but we genuinely, honestly, and truly mean it. And
Make sure you still once again like, comment, share, and subscribe.
and we will catch you guys bi-weekly on Tuesdays. And we out. Now we can take off the headphones. Bye.